Mortgage Basic, you ought to know. What documentation do you need to provide if you're an employee of a family-owned business? In other words, if you work for your family. See, when you're trying to buy a home, and let's say you work for a business that is owned by your parents, aunts and uncle, any family member, well, you're going to need to provide additional documentation than, let's say, a regular employee. And the reason why is in underwriting, in the lending guidelines, it's stipulated that if you work for your family's business, right, as an employee, they want to make sure that, number one, you're not part owner of the business, right? You don't have any vested interest in the business. And then number two, they want to verify that the income that you are providing is the actual income that is being reported to the IRS. So what documentation you're going to need to provide? Well, number one, you need to provide proof that you're not an owner of the business. And typically that's a simple way to produce the proof. You here in California, you can provide a proof by just logging into the state of California, where corporations or businesses can be verified, and that will indicate who are the owners of the business, right? Number two, you're going to need to provide your personal income taxes, which it might seem quite normal, but see, when we're trying to buy a home, and let's say I work as an employee of any business, right? Well, typically we don't need to provide income taxes. We need to provide the W-2, which is a little form that is given to us every year telling us how much money we made. But the income taxes, essentially, you don't need to provide them. But when you work for your family's, your family's business as an employee, income taxes are a must. And how many years? The last 2 years. Why? Because they want to make sure, the lenders want to make sure that, number one, you have no vested interest in the business. And the income taxes will tell us right away if you are an actual employee or if you are part owner of the business. So just remember that if you work as an employee of in your family's business, you are going to need to provide additional documentation that somebody else won't have to. Now, quick note, make sure that when you provide your income taxes, make sure you sign them. Otherwise, the underwriter is going to ask you, hey, have them sign them. So just avoid that. But other than that, remember what I just said.